Hi everyone, and this week's ride saw me back on Cannock Chase, riding on Perry's Trail, which is the intermediate graded blue route that was opened last year. It's bedded in quite well now and flows very well and is quite quick. It starts off from the trailhead at Birches Valley, and section 1 runs off through the trees. It's suitable for riders of all ability. If you get a good clear run like I have at the moment, you can get a fair turn of speed. It's great fun, and a lot of people use it as a warm-up for Follow a Dog, and it's also suitable for beginners like this little guy here who's not doing too bad.
Mate.
Nicely got me there, way there. You just got to be aware that there are some riders of lesser abilities than yourself when you ride around here, and in my case there's also some who have got much higher abilities than me and probably want to come past me at times. So you've got to be, as always, be aware of that and move out of the way, or be prepared for slower people if you come up behind them. So on this video I'm taking you through all of Perry's Trail. It's quite nicely done. You've come to the end of the first section here, and you see there on the left is part of the Follow Dog, the Stegosaurus there, as I go into part 2 of Perry's. So the beauty is, if you start off with this trail and you're trying to build up your skill levels, you can do the blue route and then you can dip out at various sections and have a go at some of the red on Follow the Dog, until you get to the stage where you sort of build up your skills to be able to tackle all the red route and then progress on to the other side of the road and do the monkey trail. So this is the second section. There's nothing particularly difficult about any of this. It is all just good fun, and so I tend to use it as a warm-up now. So I tend to do a loop of the blue and then go on and do a loop of the red Follow the Dog. Some nice little bumps and things and berms to go round here. I would, as always, recommend you wear a helmet. Quite surprisingly, last weekend I was out there riding, there was quite a high number of people riding without helmets on. It's a personal choice thing, I get that, but you only bang your head once, and for the cost of a helmet it really isn't worth the risks. I was following one old guy through that last section at one point, and he did the usual silly fall off. He was going too slow, fell off sideways and ended up on the floor, and he wasn't wearing a helmet. Still, that's his choice. So this section is slightly downhill and builds up speed nicely as you go through. You do have to watch on some of these bends, because they're generally pretty clean and very grippy, but you get these sort of little marbles on the edge of the trail that can make it a bit slippy if you get onto them, and in some ways you're more likely to fall off on this than you are on some of the more technical stuff. So as we come out onto the end of this section, you cross over the trail again. You can turn off left and head off down to Follow the Dog, which is currently diverted over here anyway at the moment, and on to section 4, which I've recently done a short on this one. This is one of my favourite sections. You can get a fair turn of speed. You can actually see from my speedo there I'm doing sort of 15, 16, 17 mile an hour and so on. You can pick a lot of speed up, and there's a whole series of sort of jumps and berms that you can have fun on down here. I've got to say, I don't jump. I'd probably end up in a heap somewhere if I tried to do that, but it's still great fun going over these. And once you've gone over that series of jumps, you just come into a whole section of whoops and banked curves and berms here, and it just flows so well. It's an absolute joy to ride these, particularly if you do get a clear run at them. You can really give it some beans round here. There we go, it's come out the end of this section. You've come back onto the main track. Just about at the bottom of Cardiac Hill. And then you come into the next section. This is an uphill technical section. There's two routes on this. You can just see there on the rock, crossing the trail there. There's a red straight line route going up all over those rocks, which I can't do. I don't claim to do. I don't see many people doing that. It seems to be an awful lot of effort they've put in to build that uphill rock garden climb there, and I very rarely, if ever, see people ride that. So having zigzagged up between them on the blue route, he then flows again down here, and this is another lovely flowy section. I do actually manage to get off the ground slightly on some of these. It's about the limit of my jumping ability, I think, them little jumps. So some lovely little features to introduce riders to sort of slightly more uneven ground. Although I say this is not in any way uneven, the blue route round here. It's only one sort of step down from tarmac really, but it is really grippy and it's good fun to ride. As you can see here, all abilities, as I mentioned before. This little lad's being chased down by his dad, I guess. Yeah. His dad teaching him good trail etiquette. So there we go, I'll back off again, leave them to have some fun. And then go out on the trail again there, and then right into the next section. Again, starts off slightly uphill. And then we start to gather speed again. So these lovely berms really encourage you to sort of hold your speed in. Just it really is a nice, well thought out section. This nice sort of a little bit of a rock garden for the beginners there to go over. You can hear me bumping over it, and then back into the berms again. It's a very, very well thought out route. This it just flows really nicely, and it sort of inspires confidence, to be honest. Now this bit here they've just recently rerouted. It used to go right there. It now cuts across the lake and avoids the water splash. So we now go over a bridge. I think they got fed up with mountain bikers soaking walkers, so they've routed us over that way now. But it actually works better for the route, to be honest. And then we flow into this slight uphill section. The whole sort of Perris Trail, if you're riding at a reasonable speed, you can get around in about 15 minutes, including the little sections on the fire roads and that in between them. I've edited most of them out, but even so, you'll certainly get the gist of it. weaves so nicely between the trees, and then come out to the end of this section and then into the last section down this little sort of rock staircase that slows you down to cross the fire road, and then into the last section, which again, more berms, more little jumps as you wheeze round under the Go Ape stuff and back down to the towards the end. If you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to bop the like button and consider subscribing. And if you're going up Cannock Chase, have a look at Perry's Trail. It really is worth the ride. I'm sure you'll have good fun on it. I certainly enjoy doing it, and if I can persuade Tina to get out there, I'm sure she'll have good fun on it as well. But that's another story. So until next time folks, thanks very much for watching. I'll see you on the trail.